It was supposed to be the most important day of his life. The day Daniel finally had a chance to change everything for himself and his little girl. He had polished his only pair of shoes until the leather shone, ironed his shirt 3 times, and rehearsed answers to every possible question in front of the cracked bathroom mirror. The job interview wasn't just an opportunity, it was survival. Rent was overdue, bills were piling up, and his daughter Emily deserved better than nights of ramen noodles and secondhand toys. But fate had a way of testing the people who had the least room for mistakes. On his way to the tall glass building where the interview was being held, Daniel saw something he couldn't ignore. A woman in her 60s, trembling by the side of the road, struggling with a heavy grocery bag while cars honked impatiently as she dropped oranges rolling onto the pavement. He hesitated for only a moment. Every second he lost was another chance the interview would slip away. But his daughter's voice echoed in his heart. Daddy says we always help people, even when it's hard. Daniel rushed forward, scooping up the scattered fruit and steadying the woman. What he didn't realize was that this single act would ripple far beyond that moment. By the time Daniel reached the office, sweat plastered his shirt to his back. The receptionist glanced up with a tight smile that quickly faded when she checked the time. "I'm sorry, sir. The interviews have already ended." His throat tightened, and the words lodged like stones in his chest. He begged for a chance, but policy was policy. Crushed, Daniel sank onto a bench outside, his head in his hands. Every dream he had carried there seemed to vanish in an instant. He imagined Emily's small face asking if he got the job, and he had no idea how he'd explain that her daddy missed his shot at a future. But as he walked away, defeated, someone was watching him. Someone whose name carried weight in that very building. Weeks passed, and Daniel's routine continued. School drop-offs, odd jobs, nights of exhaustion. One morning, a thick envelope appeared in his mailbox, marked with the logo of the very company where he had lost his chance. Confused, he opened it to find an invitation, not to an interview, but to a boardroom meeting. The letter claimed his presence was required, though he hadn't applied again. With trembling hands, he accepted, wondering if it was some cruel mistake. When he arrived, the towering glass doors parted, and he was led into a room full of executives in sharp suits. The atmosphere was heavy, silent so thick you could hear the faint hum of the air conditioner. Then, at the head of the table, the CEO, an elegant woman in her 40s with commanding eyes, rose to her feet. Every executive looked at her, waiting. She scanned the room, then fixed her gaze on Daniel. Her lips curved into the faintest smile as she spoke his name. Daniel Carter. The boardroom froze. He blinked in confusion, his knees threatening to buckle. "You don't remember me," she continued, "but I remember you." The air crackled with tension as she walked toward him. "The man who gave up his chance to help a stranger, not knowing that stranger was my mother." Gasps echoed around the table. Daniel's chest tightened as realization hit. The woman he had helped on the roadside, the one with the groceries, was the CEO's mother. Daniel's voice faltered as he tried to explain, but she raised her hand gently. "No need, you showed me who you are that day. Integrity, compassion, sacrifice, qualities no resume can prove. This company needs leaders like you, Daniel. It's not just for your skills, but for your heart." The room erupted into whispers, executives exchanging shocked looks as the CEO pulled out a chair for him. "Gentlemen, meet the man I want on our team." Daniel sat there in stunned silence, Emily's face flashing in his mind. For the first time in a long time, hope didn't feel like a distant dream. It was real, tangible, sitting in front of him. He had thought missing that interview was the end, but in truth, it was the beginning. Life had a strange way of circling back, rewarding kindness in the most unexpected ways. And as Daniel signed the papers that would change his life, he realized something deeper. Sometimes the doors that close are the ones that lead you to the right room.